Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today's story, or today's reading, is about religions, cults, things like that. It was inspired by a heart-wrenching story that I had just watched on YouTube. This reading was inspired by Rachel Carter, her story, her history, and all about power, abuse of power in religion, and people that claim to be religious groups that are really more cult-like. What's going on these days? A church is supposed to be a sanctuary. The church, it's supposed to be a place of loving. And what did Christ say? Christ said, "Come as you are." And Rachel was looking for acceptance. She was looking for love. She had dealt with on all levels in the home. And it got to the point where she even, in the Mennonite church, I believe it's the Mennonites, where she was at a young age and became pregnant, and she went to the leader of the church, and they stood by the man that did this and shunned her pretty much. And then she got beaten and stuff at home. And then, as a result, losing the baby at 27 weeks. She went through like 15 different churches and conservative churches, Baptist or Lutheran, Catholic, I mean the whole 9 yards, the whole gamut. And she didn't have that acceptance at home. She didn't have a lot of interaction with her mother. Her mom and dad divorced. And then her father had custody and was raising her and her siblings. And her sister got the brunt of most of the stuff that went on. And her stepmother, her step-siblings joined in on the whipping. Okay? But this reading's not really about her. I just want to dig in and get from Spirit what is really going on in the religious community. Why is this happening? I have my theories. I have my theories of the hunger for power and the humility, the humbleness going away. Now, if you're interested in Rachel's story, there is a link in the description box. So you could go ahead and check it out there. But from here, I'm going to switch camera views. You're not going to see me in this video, sorry, while I'm doing the reading. I was trying StreamYard and the quality just was not up to my standards. So, anyhow, we're going to switch over to the other camera, and I'll see you at the reading table. Disclaimer notice. This video is for entertainment purposes only. All information in this video is not based on fact. It is all alleged, based upon my intuition, my opinion, what I believe my tarot cards are telling me. I encourage each and every one of you to do your own research, form your own opinions. After all, I'm just a blonde throwing cards. Okay, let's dig in here. Okay, we're going to I've been loving this. I have two situations, oracles here, and they've been speaking a lot. So let's see what we got here. Okay, what is the situation with the religious organizations of today? Okay, petty and jealousy. This is the gossip, pettiness, jealousy, envy. Okay, what else? Poor choices. Love affair. Dirty little secrets on the down low. That's pretty effing blunt, in my opinion. Pretty blunt. Okay. Good gossip. This is about your reputation. Okay, I get this. Magnetism. A magnetic force surrounds you. You're being giving the power and to manifest your dreams into reality. About power. So what I'm getting here so far is definitely somebody being on a power trip. A lot of envy of each other, wanting that power, and tarnishing innocent people's good reputation. Now, I'm also getting other messages here about, oops, bumped the camera, about even people high up in power in the church who on the surface attract followers, they attract members into the church, they have a good standing, but there's definitely something central theme here. Love affair, dirty little secrets. And it's all about keeping those dirty little secrets quiet and keeping quiet about their poor choices. It's almost like they give in to temptation, and I think it's all about the energy of the world that we're living in. Okay. Let's get some more here. Because evil is abound. Evil is running rampant around the globe, around the galaxy, the universe. Okay? And it's infiltrating the very institutions that are supposed to be a sanctuary. Now, let's remember, these men and women in these churches, when it comes down to it, what it boils down to is they are human. They are human. And my own personal experience with religion is it's about overcoming those temptations of the world. That when you're tempted, you go to Christ and you pray. Okay? And I'm talking about Christianity or religions or churches based on Christianity. Let me put it that way. Okay? And, and sometimes when evil abounds, we get carried up into that energy. And even the Bible preaches that the devil is a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I am interpreting that in this reading as evil, the devil himself, El Diablo, appearing to people, including leaders of the church, as something holy, something wholesome, and infiltrates their spirit. Almost like an oppression. I'm not saying possession, but oppression. And one of the weakest things, and it's not just for men, it's for women too. But I'm using men as an example because that's what we hear about more in the news and stuff like that and on the internet, is the big S word. Okay? And a male is programmed to procreate. Okay? And part of that procreation is that very act right there. And so this energy that I'm picking up on kind of brings that out in a negative way, but somehow in the performer's mind, they feel justified to a degree. Strength. This is the sun. Empowerment. Because they are being led to believe that they are a person in power, male or female. And that this type of ABUSE kind of gives them a certain letter of power, a certain level of power. And it's an ego thing. Okay? And they feel like that they are in control. Now we have purging, surrendering, emotional release. Clearing things out. This is Eight of Cups energy, a release. And so this is becoming more widely known. What was shocking to me, and I should not have been shocked. I really shouldn't have. But to infiltrate communities that appear to be wholesome over history, has been wholesome and separated themselves from worldly things, aka the Amish, Mennonites, and like communities, what some people would call a conservative religion, right? Conservative church. People are walking away from this, and I'm being told by my guides that people are walking away from God. And that is actually the enemy's, devil's, Satan's objective, to get people to walk away from the Son of God, Jesus Christ. Okay? You know, and let me stop here and say this. Yes, I read cards. What I do is no different than a prophet in a church. I just use cards as a prop to jumpstart my intuitive messages from God and angels, ascended masters, ancestors, whoever wants to come through. Beings of the light, like Christ-like beings. Okay? I do believe in Christ. I do believe in God. And I believe that God gave me my gifts. Okay? So, if you're a religious fanatic and think this is the work of Satan, it's not. Do not comment on my video. Please just click off. Okay? Judge not lest thee be judged. Okay. And I'm sorry I had to interrupt the reading for that, but I did feel an energy coming in that was going to be watching this video who was going to try to judge me. Okay. Putting that aside. As I was saying, the Son of God, people abandoning and turning their back on the church and on God because of the evil that has infiltrated a lot of organizations. I am not saying that every church out there is like this, but there's a lot of them. I'm going to throw a religion out there that I was involved in for 17 years. The whole 17 years of my marriage was the apostolic religion. They followed the teachings of the apostles. Heavy, heavy emphasis on the book of Acts, particularly Acts 2:38. I have seen some really good apostolic true Christians out there. But I've also seen, including pastors, fall short of God's expectations of them representing God, representing Jesus, and being a leader in the church. Okay, hold on one second. I have no idea who that is. Okay. Anyhow, I do apologize about that. That was a phone call I had to take. I got another one coming in. Doesn't tell me who it's from. So, it means somebody with no caller ID. It means a spam call. Yep. But anyhow, as I was saying, people turning their back on the church, on religion, on God, as a result of a few bad apples. Okay. What else are we getting from this deck? Trust. I shit you not. They're turning their back on organized religion, on God even, because of a lack of trust. These people, and trust with the love affair, these people in power betraying the trust of innocent. Particularly, I see this more with young children. Oh, I started talking about the apostolics as well. A church I was involved with, the pastor was doing this very thing. Young girls in the church, and there was even a young woman who her husband was high up in the church, like a deacon or something like that, and he eventually became a pastor. And she did, for additional money, she did favors for him. Yeah. So there are the bad seeds, but there are the good ones also. But all it takes is one bad apple to spoil the whole bunch, right? Then we have doubts. And that's on the card of reputation. So, and also with all of this. So, with these trust issues, it creates doubt in the the followers' mind. They doubt that they can trust any man of God. Because like I said, it only takes one person. And this starts with, we got inner child here. It's funny this came up. Talking about children. And trying to heal from this. There are a lot of people a lot of victims that that need to heal from this kind of powerlessness, this kind of evilness. And some of these pastors, not all of them, or some of these high people in the church, they have their own inner child wound. And I'm not saying that this is everybody, I'm generalizing this. And this is just those high up people in the church with power that abuse their power. Because like I said, not everybody does this. Not everybody is a petty. Okay? Not everybody is a predator. Okay? But if you dig into some of these predators' histories, you're going to find they have their own inner child wounds that manifests into this, that the enemy is El Diablo, that the enemy exploits and exaggerates and expands upon and like brings that out. Now, I'm not giving anybody a pass or anything like that. I'm not making excuses, because these people in power, they know what's right and wrong, but they justify it. Okay? I'm told to keep on with this deck. Okay. The moon. The moon represents the subconscious emotions. Fear, it represents deceit, and things not as they appear. That wolf in sheep's clothing is coming back to mind. And there are certain triggers that cause this. And then people separating themselves from the church. And sometimes these powerful people in the church actually become separated from God. Okay? It's like the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other, and they're listening to the devil. Because the devil's voice is louder while the angel speaks softly. Okay? Sometimes it takes a tragic event that forces them into making better decisions. But in the end, the decisions card, what these people do when they take advantage of others like that is a decision. And they need to get in a place of remembering what their calling is. Remembering that they're supposed to be a light worker. And transcending this energy. And getting themselves back in the spiritual position. In with their spirituality. Okay, let's get into some tarot. And try to understand a little bit more. But there's definitely a wake-up call coming in to the churches. I'm going to use my conspiracy spread. Okay, so let's get to the root. Five of Swords in the reverse. I don't know what that was. Did you see those balloons? Excuse me. I don't know where those balloons came from. They came out of nowhere. I did not put them there because I'm actually recording, not even editing right now. That was interesting. Those balloons was a symbol of freedom and celebrating. Okay. Five of Swords, the root. Usually, this is conflict. This is avoidance. This is talking to me about an inner conflict as the cause of what's going on in God's church. And I was just told here to go back to the release for a minute. And the separation. That God is not just man separating himself and people separating themselves from the church. It is the Son. It is God. It is Source who is separating themselves from the church because of these evil workings. So there's conflicts, and under the surface, this is the download. This is the down low, LOW. This is things being kept quiet, inner conflicts with some of these people. And the agenda, 10 of Swords in the reverse. You know, this is an ultimate ending. This is a betrayal. They're doing things. This is hiding their deeds. This is the agenda. I'm almost feeling like that's a church in general to take the swords out of their back. So this is a little bit of a more positive. I'm looking at it as the swords in their back are the evil workings that some alleged men of God, people in power. This is giving up the power. This is all the betrayals, and this could be the betrayals that become exposed. And there's a lot of that, a lot of conflict, a lot of betrayal being exposed. Then we have the hidden truth. Ace of Swords in the reverse. That's the lies. That's the deception. Covering it up. Like I said, betrayal, conflicts, being hidden, and being covered up and lied about. There's a lot more of this that's been going on than what we hear about. And again, I get this justification energy. I am justified. I am in power. These people are under my control. And it's almost like something evil coming through them. And I'm thinking about Micah Miller. The case of Micah Miller just came to my mind's eye. Lots of betrayal that was hidden under the surface. That was hidden. But it came out. All her inner conflicts. You know, I'm seeing Micah Miller as well. Now, the present mask, this is how it's perceived with the Three of Swords in the reverse. It's time to heal this. I'm seeing that as a general, the public saying it's time to stop the pain. It's time to heal the church. The church is supposed to be a place of sanctuary. So, exposing the dirty deeds is the first step to trying to heal this. The future, trajectory, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Upright is somebody that is tempting, somebody who has an agenda. This is somebody who's very confident. She is the other woman, per se. She's my other woman's card. She is the one who wants to win at all costs, similar to Five of Swords energy, as one of her negative sides. In the reverse, this is bringing down the Jezebels, the gigolos in the church. And I'm being reminded that it's not just masculine energies. There's feminine energies. There are women who participate in this willingly with their own agenda. I'm picking up on the energy of women who seduce men of God and make them fall. So it's on both sides of the fence. And the overall illumination, we got all reverse cards, ironically. King of Swords in the reverse. This is removing people from power. This is stripping somebody of their power who abused their power. Let's get some Mildred, shall we? To understand this better. To clarify. Okay. Now, yeah, I'm getting my little cheat sheet out for when I need it. Okay. Show me this Five of Swords in the reverse. Show me this Five of Swords in the reverse. This internal conflict. A wish. The wants and the desires of the flesh. And being exposed. This is about an inner conflict dealing with wants and desires that is destructive. And it destroys not only man, somebody's trying to shut me up. It destroys not only the men of God, but the people of the church as well. And the Ten of Swords in the reverse, this betrayal behind the scenes. Scourge, punishment, and the moon. Punishment behind the scenes. So this is making me think, oh. And the hand. Oh, I just saw the hand. This is talking to me. The hand of God coming down and punishing those that done these secret deeds. The deception. So I'm getting a wake-up call from God, Source, whatever you call him. He's known by many names. He's known by Jehovah. There's a lot of names for him. But I call him God. The hand of God coming down and punishing those that did these secret deeds. These betrayals behind the scenes. Okay. Now, and that's not being talked about. This is the, that's the agenda. And so this is God's agenda. To undo the damage that was done by punishing those who inflicted the damage. Okay? The things that are hidden, right? The hidden agenda. That Ace of Swords, the untruth. That's the lies and deception and the cover-ups. Cleansing. Cleansing of this. And the acorn. This is like purging the problem. Okay? Now I am going to look up 86, the acorn. I'm doing pretty good. First card, I'm looking up for additional information. The acorn is future potential, growth, possibilities, longevity, and good luck. So, what is hidden that the public is not seeing deals with this hand of God coming down, punishing those. We may see that. But what's going on behind the scenes is all the deception, all the cover-ups, all the lies, cleansing of that to ensure the future of the church. And I had another card here, the axe. Yes, cutting this out. People getting cut out. And it's going to take work. Now, public perspective. They're saying we need to heal. The candle. A sense of refuge. It's the candle in the window. It's the light. People seeing the light. And the mirror. The reflection. So people are reflecting on something that was supposed to be of refuge. That was supposed to be a light to them. Okay? And God is trying to get his people, his leaders, to remember that they are light workers. And they're supposed to spiritually protect their flock. And people are reflecting upon their own heartbreak and pain. I'm seeing like the victims here. Okay? I'm seeing the victims. And I'm seeing all the tragedies that they went through. And this is about, and the candle represents hope and light and spiritual enlightenment. So through reflection, people are becoming enlightened and more spiritually awake and aware that it wasn't their fault. Wasn't their fault. And this is opening up the door to healing. The future trajectory with the fall of the Queen of Wands, the fall of the Jezebels, the fall of these acts, the diamond. And people, okay, I get it. This can also be a victim card or a witness card. In the reverse, a lack of self-esteem and self-worth as part of the wounding here. And the diamond is something of value. And the future trajectory is a restoration of value in the victims, male or female, doesn't matter. Crystal ball, seeing things crystal clear now. That they do have value, that they are worthy. This is more about the victims. And they're under God's protection now. Okay. And the overall, these offenders being stripped of their power. The ones that abuse their power being stripped of their power. The umbrella came out in the reverse. I was going to flip it upright because I don't read these cards in the reverse. But I was spoken to by my guides that says leave it in the reverse. These people, these perpetrators, they are not under God's protection any longer. In fact, turning the umbrella upright is God protecting his people from these perpetrators. It is a work in progress. My cards are just flying. The trumpet. And so I'm being told to read this in the reverse and upright. As far as the perpetrators, they are not protected by God when that trumpet blows, when Judgment Day happens. They are not protected. They can't avoid judgment. But that same judgment is going to protect God's flock, God's true followers. Can I get one more card? God's gift, wrapped up in a bow. So this is looking like there is a ray of hope, of God's in a place now of cleaning up the mess that these wolves in sheep's clothing has created. These predators, cutting them out and not protecting them. And they are about to face judgment. And that's where, and also this ribbon, this bow, is a message for me personally, that the messages in this reading are all tied up in a nice little bow now. It's time to put a bow on it. It's time to end this reading and close this out and drop the mic.